Take a seat, cunt. Enjoy the video. Thank you. How you doing? Welcome to Chapter 6. We don't go to Ravenholm, and me and my buddy Ball are in the middle of Ravenholm. Shit. But that's why you have the ball, right? Let the ball take care of that guy. Come on. You can do it. You gotta pay your dues, Ball, right? You gotta pull your own weight. You've been slacking off all night. It's time to catch up. Fucking die, you miserable cunt. But yeah, anyway, me and my buddy Ball have been grinding all night nonstop, just trying to survive in this miraculous town called Ravenholm. What a piss hole. I can't wait to find my way out of this dump. And just note all the flammable barrels that, this fabulous town is providing us with tonight. When life gives you flammable barrels, you don't waste them. So, Ball, you just... No, please, just stay there. Oh, and there he is again. The one and only Padre... What's his name again? So there's Padre, and by now it's quite clear that he really hates my ball, right? He goes apeshit crazy as soon as he's got my ball in his sights. So it's best to keep it, out of his sights for now. Aren't you gonna say something? No? You're gonna what? You're gonna stay there? Hello?
It is you, brother. I apologize.
It is me, brother.
No harm done. My bullets are the least of your concerns.
And tell you one thing, by now it's quite clear that this guy is sure quick on his feet. Well, he must have built a hell of a layout for him to navigate, Ravenholm so quick. He pops in and out, and travels great distances across town in no time. So I bet, there's a bunch of catwalks and shortcuts that he utilizes in order to, really just get across town so fast. In the meantime, look at this graffiti. It says a gun and a bunch of gibberish. So I'm gonna use this paint can to whack those two poison head crabs. Remember what I said in the last episode. I said, you see these guys, you take care of them first. These guys, should be your top priority. And there's another scorched-faced guy down here. Again, right next to two medkits, which kind of leads me to believe that this is some kind of joke on Valve's part. Whack this guy real quick using that chair and the ball. Now the ball can... Well, actually, no, what? You know what? You balls stay there for now. I'm just going, this can be a real hassle, really, just, trying to cooperate with this thing. You know what? I'm gonna use the ball to really just wedge this door open and keep it open. There we go. That's beautiful. So in the meantime, I can, since the door is going to be left open like this, right? Now it's really jammed open, which is, well, extremely convenient for me because I'm about to start moving these barrels over into this room. And oh well, there go my hopes that the ball would be more cooperative. But it is what it is. You gotta work with what life gives you. And sometimes life gives you lemons, sometimes it gives you balls, really annoying balls like this guy. But one by one, all the barrels, get moved into this room. Beautiful. And now, look, I'm going to grab this propane tank. But first of all, I'm gonna give this window a jolt with my gravity gun. And now I'm gonna aim for that flammable barrel behind that grid, or grill, whatever. Depends on where you come from. And I'm gonna chuck this propane tank to set that barrel on fire. And in just a few seconds, it's gonna blow that grill clean out, right? Revealing what looks like some kind of air duct, maybe crawl space, something like that, right? We'll check that out in just a second. But until then, I need to figure out what to do with the ball, because he can be a little annoying, but I don't necessarily want to lose him. I'm planning on carrying this guy over to... It doesn't matter right now. And there he is again, Padre, picking off zombies from a distance. Good, well, thanks a lot. So yeah, this is where things get a little tricky and slippery. We're trading a slippery slope here, so to speak. And if you turn to look down below, you can see a bunch of flammable barrels set up haphazardly, across that plaza. So the trick is to grab this propane tank and launch it, hitting one of the barrels. And if you're lucky, it's gonna set off a chain reaction, right? Well, not tonight. Not in my case. You know, sometimes life gives you lemons. What are you gonna do, right? So I'm not gonna freak out because, you know, already it's clear that it's not going according to plan. But like I said, you know, life does that. It throws a curveball every once in a while. And it's up to you. Oh, well, this is bad. Oopsie daisy. And already this is not going how I planned, how I thought it would. But, you know, that's just how life is, right? You have something planned and mapped out in your head. But next thing you know, it goes in a completely different direction. It just doesn't pan out the way you thought it would. But, you know, like, and next thing you know, you're pissed off. You think you take it way too personal. You think the universe is personally messing with you or stabbing you in the back. That's just not true. So stay calm, stress level 0. I'm gonna let my ball around point and investigate while I poke around that window. It's the same window that Father Grigori came poking his head out of to shoot some zombies. That is a mouthful. Anyway, you can actually stack a few, like build a small stack from barrels or whatever, and get into that window. It's not that hard. If you've been playing Half-Life 2 long enough, by now you should have realized that stacking objects in Half-Life 2 is easily one of, you know, life's better things. And now that we are in here, well, it's quite clear that this is just a backdrop. Really, there's really nothing going on here. Some of the textures are missing, and look at the lights. They just freak out because you're not supposed to be up here. Well, figures, right? And, oh god, I just broke both my legs. Just watch, I'm gonna spend the rest of the game in a wheelchair. It's fantastic. So my ball, I'm gonna let it fuck off for a second because it really is annoying. But, you know, just as well, I can now investigate this little crawl space with another scorched-faced guy. And this one makes no sense. How did he even end up here, like, barricaded in behind a metal grid? And if you remember, there was also, like, a flammable barrel. Did he, like, hide out in this crawl space and then he somehow, you know, fixed that grill back on to kind of barricade himself in? Makes no sense. And then he waited long enough to die from whatever killed him, dehydration maybe or whatever, but it makes no sense either way. And we have some graffitis, mostly gibberish, but some of them says concert bell. It's bell. Until it has double L, it's bell, not ball. Just in case you're wondering, it takes double L at the end of it for it to become ball, not bell. But anyway, now we can move on to this little plaza that has now been cleared out of all the zombies, and we can poke around because there's a few points of interest. And first of all, we have this little dark alley that is completely sealed off. Someone built a small barrier, like a fence or a gate, whatever you want to call it, to seal off that dark alley for whatever reason. And I really I'm curious. Can I sneak at peek just over the top, just a little bit, so just enough so I can see what's on the other side of it. That really is all I want. And obviously it takes building a small stack to climb that stack and then sneak a peek over the top. So that's what I'm going to do. But the thing is, this street kind of slopes its way up, which kind of makes my stack really wobbly and unstable, kind of, wobbly on its feet. So these barrels aren't going to cooperate. Just watch. Oh, well, actually, maybe. I should give it a... Oh, no. Well, go figure, right? But anyway, I need a better plan if this is going to work out. I need something more solid than just 2 barrels. So I poked around, kind of scratching my noggin until this hit me. I can use this car, really. I can just, punt and push this car all the way up against this barrier and then use it as a more solid and even kind of basis for my stack, right? So it takes a little pushing and jolting and punting with your gravity gun, but it's totally worth it. Just watch. And so I just need to get this car wrecked to cooperate with me. And now place this barrel right on top of it. No? Okay. Well, it's going to work. Just watch. I know it is. Son of a bitch won't let me build my goddamn stack. What is wrong with you, Gaben? So this barrel, I gotta somehow flip it, like over, the right side up. Flip it back on its feet, basically. How do I, oh my goodness, this is really, someone just moaned. And there it is, that back alley. It's dark and there's not a whole lot going on there. Well, this is as close as I get. I really don't want to dilly-dally anymore and waste any more of my time. So I gotta move on. There's another dark alley right next over. And there's another one of those scorched-faced guys right next to medkits. So this is beyond coincidence. We've been finding these all over town. By the way, it says Technika. I had to learn to read, Cyrillic. And guess what? Take a look at this graffiti. Have you ever stopped to wonder what's up with that? Right away, we can see some oranges and lemons with what looks like footprints, or no, wait a minute. Those are bombs, aren't they? Now, some people might think that's a reference to Portal, another one of Valve's famous titles, and Cave Johnson's rant about life and lemons.
All right, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons.
Or perhaps it's a nod towards that, famous nursery rhyme. Oranges and lemons, the bells of St. Clemens, yada yada yada. But guess what? Everything doesn't have to be all mysterious and shit. A post by Matt Wood, one of Valve's level designers, cleared up that issue real quick. Turns out the whole lemons and oranges thing was just a joke, inspired by Matt's then girlfriend, Ran, who not only was a vegetarian at the time, but she also hated fruits and veggies, hence the bombs raining down on those damn lemons. No strings attached, no secret messages to be read between the lines, just like that. But what about those Cyrillic characters, huh? Well, they are just meant to read Ran, the girl's name, albeit in Russian or Bulgarian or whatever, but it's all messed up. Even I can't read that shit. Alrighty then, so we got that one, out of the way. So it looks like we're almost done here. There's really not a whole lot for me to check out. Well, except for, there's my ball, first of all. Welcome right back, buddy. And look at that. See that apartment building? It's really unique. You don't see, you only see this stuff once across all of Ravenholm. And I always wonder, what is up with that? So I did some investigation. So the next one right here in town is this Soviet-style high-rise apartment complex. That thing over there. Sure, we see these everywhere in Half-Life 2. There's hardly anything impressive about that. But I don't know if you've ever stopped to notice, but it's the only one of its kind we get to see as far as Ravenholm goes. It almost makes me wonder whether that's exactly where Ravenholm suddenly runs out and another place starts off. Now, I always figured the part of Ravenholm we pass through must be some kind of industrial park, what with all the steelworks and smokestacks everywhere you look, with the residential areas being further away where we can't see them yet. But just thinking how, if this place was real, it would be full of apartments all abandoned or crawling with zombies. That's enough to make my skin crawl. So, Breen, do you guys suck him off as well? Okay, well now I'm just going to grab my ball and proceed up this ladder. Once again, with my back facing it, because, you know what? I didn't realize I had grown an extra pair of hands out of my ass to climb ladders like that.
They call me crazy. I can't.
Whoa!
My helper, my strength, and my savior.
Okay, that just goes to show that Padre don't mess around. He's not a man to be trifled with. But look, if you pop back here, there's something really cool. There's a bit of a rave. First of all, look at that. Ain't that pretty? But if you slow it down just enough, you can actually see that zombie's face, his real face, that is, clipping through the head crab. So that is really... that's cool, right? So, yeah, that's kind of funny, but I'm gonna put this guy out of his misery. But there was something else I wanted to check out before I move on. Back out here across these beams, there is a, make sure to watch out for this little cunt that's going to come springing out of this loft. But this is indeed Lambda location number 22. But to actually clean it out, you're supposed, you need to work your way all the way towards the far end of the loft. But there's something else. Look at this. that's another one of those burned faced guys, right next to some medkits and grenades. So clearly there is a pattern. It's not as like these are not just props. There is a pattern. Like there's a writing on the wall and someone ain't reading. So whether it's some kind of joke on Valve's part or whatever, I don't know. But this is way beyond coincidence. And I'm just going to drop back down because there is another room now that I think about it, and it really got me wondering if I can build another stack and kind of check out that other room, because we already checked out the first room in this building, right? That window where Father Grigori came like poking out of that window to shoot some zombies. But now, not so long ago, he did it again, but that was a different window. So I'm gonna build another stack, right? I'm gonna line up this barrel with this window, and I'm gonna need another barrel, so use your gravity gun, right? Bring it over and set it down like this, the right side up. Beautiful. Now we have this stack, and let me see if I can work my way into this window. Yeah, there it is. Another empty room, completely devoid of anything.
Major fracture detected.
I just broke both my legs again. But if memory serves me right, there was a medkit. So I'm gonna pop this medkit and really just move on. So yeah, we are officially done with this part of Ravenholm. So I'm gonna grab my ball. By the way, how didn't I leave you in this kind of loft, this room? No? Well, it must have followed me. This ball can be a very loyal companion indeed. So make sure this door is closed behind your back. And we are in some kind of improvised lab, hospital, surgery room, whatever. Something or someone, take your pick, has been messing with zombies and their bodies. Obviously, like, slashing them open and, taking off those head crabs, probably researching or trying to figure out, like, how they function. If I had to guess, really, I'm just assuming. And this guy's face says it all. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, there's a fast zombie. So it's quite clear at this point that Padre is a man of science, right? Not only is he good at swinging that shotgun and shooting zombies, but he's a man of he's a Renaissance man, basically. And well, it turns out we have some visitors, visiting their pals and friends, maybe like next of kin in this hospital. And by the way, throwing these cane pans at zombies will color them white, just like that. And if you keep tossing it long enough, eventually they just get knocked out cold. I'm not gonna do it, right now, waste my time. Instead, I'm going to use this meat hook or my ball to really just put them out of their misery. Of course, everyone knows that zombies in Half-Life 2 moan and cry out pure gibberish, which is really only God help me if reversed. But did you know their faces were pointed up at the sky the entire time? Those head crabs sure make it look like they must be looking straight ahead, which isn't the case at all. If you knock-clip through their heads, through the head crabs, you will see this. They're literally just looking up at the sky, yeah, right? So obviously this is just a little behind the scenes of what, Padre Gregory is up to in his spare time. Really, just like that, a little hint. But there's something else that just hit me. It's kind of a hot take, and I've never done this before. And until now, I've never even stopped to wonder if I can get up high enough to check out what's on top of that ledge up there. And I don't want to just punch and knock clip. Anyone can do it, right? I want to see if I can do it the legit way. Just, when life gives you lemons, in my case, when life gives you barrels and tables, see what you can do with that. How far you can come using just those. and my IQ is high enough to kind of like to stop me from hoping there to be anything up there. Obviously, like that's not going to happen, but I'm still curious. I need to know the truth. But I'm also going to need a barrel or two. So let's see, where can I get some barrels? All right, I'm going to dismantle that stack I had built earlier, and I'm back inside, and that's one barrel down. It looks like I might need another one. Definitely another barrel. So fuck off. And would you look at that? That must be the same head crab that I sort of like pushed away earlier with my gravity gun, and now it's stuck on that rooftop. Well, fuck you too, buddy. All right, so we need another barrel, and there it is. Yeah, that should do just fine. If only I could suck it up. Yeah. Oh. That's a very narrow escape. So I know it looks like I'm wasting my time. If anyone is still really just watching this, you guys might be like wondering, what the hell is this guy up to? What is he doing? Why is he dragging it out? Well, I'm doing this playthrough once, so I might as well do it right. I might as well check every little box so that when I'm looking back, I don't regret anything. Well, almost. We're almost there, but not high enough. And I just need I don't need another barrel. I don't think there is one to be had, to be completely honest. But I just need something like maybe something that just give me a few extra inches. And oh god. So here we are. The way I figure it, I might as well just use this paint can. And if only I could get it to cooperate with me, just like that, on top of that. And yeah, see that? Not even a goddamn texture. Well, I should have known, really. I should have known better than to expect, which I didn't. I did not expect anything. So we're back down here with the ball, ready to move on out. And there's another graffiti that says gun. You know, guns don't kill people, death kills people. Ask your GP. And look at that. That's how many, like, I haven't really kept count of these guys, but that must be at least like number 6. That's another one of these guys right next to some medical supplies. And there's more ammo here, but it looks like I'm fully stacked on, I'm fully stocked on ammo. And oh, we got some monkeys. So that's a brand new type of zombie called fast zombie. Now we've seen a few of these guys so far, but you know, until now they were all dead. They were just, you know, corpses, dead bodies. But and this is the first time we get to see these guys, you know, like live, animated, whatever. Yeah, so they are not as dangerous as they are really just annoying. But really, this first zombie is a scripted event, and here's what I mean. The trick is to not hang around and dash on down the street as fast as you can, right towards the fast zombie that will soon show up around the corner. If you're quick enough, you'll realize that the zombie is likely going to pass you by as if you weren't there at all. It's not until it's made its way all the way up the street that it'll turn around and lunge back at you like you just popped out of nowhere. This proves the whole jump scare is just a lousy script. I mean, figures, right?
I'm Gabe Newell.
And you've heard the noise they make. It really is like a possessed whale. Like someone possessed, you know, whales, you know. Oh, I'm gonna let my ball. Go get him, ball. Go get that pussy. Smash her, come on. Oh, and there, you know, all it takes for my ball to really smash those things, just a couple seconds, and they just can't take that ball anymore. All right, you know, some of them. Anyway, so welcome to another part of Ravenholm that really is curious for quite a few things, right? And really, for an inquisitive mind, this place is a motherlode of secrets and deep cuts to be investigated and researched. But first of all, let me just take care of these enemies, right? So they don't creep up on me. And oh goodness, where's Ball when you need him, right? But anyway, a cinder block will do just as fine. Fuck off. Really? You're still alive? How about that? So anyway, look at these fellas. Someone or something has been stringing them up. Now what about these fellas? Well, as grim of a sight as they may seem, something had always rubbed me the wrong way just looking at these guys. And then finally, I realized they make no freaking sense whatsoever. So let's say they did hang themselves as a quick way out of this mess, which is the most obvious way to explain it. Well, then how do you explain their faces? They're charred like bad briquettes. Did they step off the edge and then someone torched their faces clean off afterwards? Then who was it? Like, we know Grigori only waxed zombies, and these were clearly human. And the only time the Combine came through this neck of the woods, well, they bombed the hell out of this place from a distance. I doubt they would have touched down to just mess with some bodies, because, well, what for? Last but not least, if we assume they had their faces charred to ashes before they threw the loops over their heads, then how were they still alive enough to do that? Either way you slice it, it makes very little sense, unless I'm missing something. Like I said, this place is really full of cool shit. So it looks like that's where we're headed, except there is a chain link fence in my way. And guess what? Freeman is so badass, but it takes just a chain link fence to really stop him. And if you pan over here, you can see some old like posters. Some of them actually are like gibberish. They have like Greek and Cyrillic letters. If this was 2026, people would think it was AI. And look, that looks like a tiny antlion from... I'm not gonna spoil it. There's another human head that says null. That rings very true for most people these days. And something that looks like a Hulk with a very strange head. I can't even describe that head. Back here, there's City 17 and 33. That's Half-Life 33 confirmed. There's another poster that looks really creepy and says child. You know, some Breen, obviously. But what's really curious is that they look different, and the last one has what looks like a bloody smudge, like right under his nose. I'm not sure if that's like a texture glitch or... Oh God, Jesus. That's what she said. And back here, there is like a something like... It looks like you can get behind that thing, and actually you can, but I'm telling you there's nothing there, but you can. And it's too bad there are no barrels around that I could stack to really just check out what's behind that little gate, whatever that is. But yeah. So, well, it looks like we're done here for the time being. Let's see if we can head inside. And wait, where's my circular blade? Where did it go? All right, fine, whatever. Let's just go, catch up to the ball and see where we are. So it looks like some kind of old, like laundry room. I forgot what they're called. Like every apartment complex these days has this like laundry room, basically. And this guy, I'm sorry, just grab this heater and smash these windows. These windows gotta go, right? So ball is, oh God, there's another one. Well, this place ain't as abandoned as I figured it would be. Still got plenty of zombies. And we got some cardboard boxes here. I'm gonna smash them to pieces. Just to check off that little box. And what did you just do? Like, who boarded... what's really funny about this part is that zombie, until I came along, that zombie couldn't tear down that boarded up doorway. It took me passing by for that zombie to finally tear it down. It's like, really, the timing is perfect, right? Makes no freaking sense. And oh, we got more company. You guys look a little cold. How about I heat you up with this heater? We have some ammo, some 357 mag. But since I'm not using any weapons, I'm pretty sure by now I am fully stocked on every kind of ammo that I'm carrying. But we have more medkits back here. You know what? If there is something that Ravenholm is not short of, it's medkits, right? If you get sick, Ravenholm really is the place you want to be. And I just heard some sounds of gunfire, and what really sounded like Padre's voice. He has a very recognizable voice. Oh, and there it is. We have more monkeys, clearly.
Here, brother. Come closer.
Come closer? I'm teetering on the edge. What the fuck are you talking about, you old cunt?
You've stirred up hell. A man after my own heart.
Stirred up hell. I'll stir up your ass. Give it to me. Come on.
You'll need it. Catch.
Give it to me? Oh. So, yeah, by the way, if you pull back a little bit and kind of... Oh, what did you just do, you old cunt? Quit shooting my ball. I swear to God, one of these I'll shoot your balls off. So it looks like a new type of weapon. It's a shotgun.
Good. Now, keep it close.
Mm-hmm.
My advice to you is aim for the head.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Hush. They come.
They come. Who? Oh, more monkeys.
Ravenholm. Move on and I will meet you at the church.
Well, I wish I could really put this gun to good use right now, but since I'm hunting after that achievement, I can only use the gravity gun, which is obviously I'm screwed because I really have something to be used against these cunts. And how did you get down here so fast? Goodness. And really, I wish that old cunt, had not blasted my ball off of the roof. I swear to God, that guy has a big fucking stick up his ass about my ball. And there it is. There's my ball, having fun with that fast zombie. Hey, calm down, right? Stress level 0. I get that you guys, are out to get me, but really just line up for headshots and, having your heads blasted off by my ball. So I'm gonna grab my ball and really it's such a bitch that I can't use my shotgun. Trust me, I wish I could show you what that thing does, when you use it against these fast zombies, but it is what it is. I want that achievement. And look up there at those smokestacks. And guess what? The way they are still spewing smoke and fumes suggests someone must have been around long enough to keep them running. Now, Padre Grigori comes to mind right away as the one doing all the maintenance, seen as the only other residents of Ravenholm left every bit of fuck in their other pants a long time ago. This might suggest those smokestacks belong to a thermal power plant, which would make sense to think there was one in town, seeing as all the streetlights are still on everywhere you look. And Ravenholm being a mining town, possibly loaded with coal and whatnot, that power plant would have all the fuel it needs to keep running. And there is the church that Father Grigori, just pointed out as our rendezvous point. So it looks simple enough, like a stone's throw from this rooftop. But knowing Ravenholm and what a maze this place can be, it's probably gonna be quite a hassle to kind of get across this stretch of the town. Where's the ball again? Did it just go rolling off the edge again? Yeah, there it is. Listen, ball, this ain't funny, right? We're dilly-dallying. This place is crawling with all kinds of danger, and there you are again, playing your goddamn tricks on me.
Major fracture detected.
Yeah, medical systems engage, What do you know? Another pair of broken legs, right? Well, I've had those all night. Might as well, pile on some extra pressure. So I was saying, yeah, the church looks like really it's just a straight shot ahead, but it's gonna be a hassle. By the way, look what's really cool is that I always figured, that ball would kind of short out and get destroyed if submerged in water. But no, well, it looks like, the Combine, build to last. So that's enough proof, the ball was not made in China. And this next rooftop, quite honestly, it looks like trouble waiting to happen. And here they come. Yeah, I can hear them climbing up those gutter pipes. And here they come. Get ready. Oh, Jesus. This is why Ball makes for one hell of a companion. Because you know what? After all, he does, he does draw some of the heat his way, kind of, and gives me, some wiggle room. If he wasn't here, I would be kind of screwed. If all I had to use, was this gravity gun. What's next? Yeah, we gotta call up this elevator, it would seem, and, and if memory serves me right, that should have been the last of them. There's only ever the 4 that attack you out of nowhere. Well, there's more where that came from, but for now, that was the last of them. So I'm gonna let Ball investigate, kind of run point. while I wait for the elevator to arrive and bring me down. Because you know what? Screw that. I'm not, like, no way in hell I'm dropping down again and breaking my legs. I've had my share of broken legs to last me a lifetime. What is going on down there? Oh, well, it looks like Ball, has made some new friends. Jesus, leave it to this guy to make friends left and right. Look at them go. Jesus, they really love that guy. This is really funny. Like, no way this is for real. This is really insane. And there it is. The elevator. Let's just, set foot inside. No? You know what? These pro paintings. I have a hunch. Why do I have the feeling they might come in handy later on? Maybe because they will. So yeah, and look, there's another one. But this one is really scripted. It's like, you can kill this guy, but this guy is more of a scripted jump scare, really. Because as soon as you get down there, there's still gonna be only those 2 fast zombies and not 3. So that guy was really just a jump scare. But like I said, if you're allowed to use gunfire, you can actually be fast enough to take that guy down while he passes by. But see, there's only 2 of them. So I'm just gonna, oh god, no.
Blood toxin levels detected.
And yeah, there they are again. Toxic, poison head crabs. Except this time they're not standalone. They're hanging out on top of this new type of zombie, which is called, yeah, you guessed it, the poison zombie. Simply for, for the obvious reasons that it is a host for several poison head crabs. I really am struggling with words today. And this is one of in fact, this is physically the toughest type of zombie in the game. And this is the first time we ran into this type of zombie. Really, if push comes to shove, the best way to deal with this guy is fire. So toss a grenade, maybe like an SMG grenade, or really, if you have some of these propane tanks, just fucking burn this guy down, right, to ashes. Fighting him head on, as in with the crowbar or something, not the best idea, unless it's your last resort. But I would strongly recommend against that, unless you know what you're doing, because it takes some dodging and weaving to land some really good hits without being hit in return. So from now going forward, we will run into these guys, sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And by the way, that distant cry or wail, that was a fast zombie, in fact. I almost said that was Bigfoot, but no, that was not Bigfoot. And look, there is yet another burned-faced guy. But this time around, he's hanging out on a bed. So this one, has it going pretty good. Even my own son don't got it going so good. I don't know what that means. I'm not even sure if that's correct English. Fellas, I think I'll be taking a break over here. It's really is, time to let you guys go and maybe, rob one out. So yeah, this was part 2 of chapter 6. We're gonna go to Ravenholm, and I'll see you guys in part 3 finale. Of this chapter. So yeah, you guys take care of yourself and God bless you. See you guys later.